The three judges at ringside, Adelaide Bird, Glenn Feldman, and Dave Moretti. And inside the ring, in charge of the action at the bell, your referee, Kenny Bayless. Y ahora, damas y caballeros, los funcionarios están listos. Los luchadores están listos. Damas y caballeros, están todos listos. For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world and wish they could be here. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble! Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner with his trainer Nacho Beristain. He's wearing white and weighed in officially at 164 pounds. His professional record, 50 victories, including 32 wins by knockout with 2 defeats and 1 draw. Presenting the former middleweight champion of the world, damas y caballeros, el ex campeón del mundo, el guerrero luchando de Culiacán, Sinaloa, México. Cesar Chávez Jr. And across the ring, fighting out of the red corner with his trainer Eddie Reynoso, wearing blue with gold and weighing in officially at 164 pounds. His professional record, 48 victories, including 34 wins by knockout, with 1 defeat and 1 draw. He's a 3-time world champion, former middleweight champion of the world, and current 2-time light middleweight world champion. Damas y caballeros, es la máquina de lucha legendaria de Guadalajara, Jalisco, México, Saúl Canelo.
There were no rules in the dressing room. I want to caution you to keep this fight clean at all times, protect yourself at all times, and what I say you must obey. Good luck, buena suerte.
From the Battle of the Z-Boys, Zarate and Zamora, to the Barrera-Morales trilogy and so many others, the all-Mexican showdowns, the great ones in boxing history, have all featured fighters who had proven they belonged. Chávez Jr. has not yet done that. He's going to have to reach for greatness tonight to prove it. Canelo Alvarez has proven he belongs. He's going to have to do it again if Chávez is the best version of himself.
Barrera and Morales thrilled the fans 3 times. Will this be the first meeting between Canelo and Chávez, or the only meeting between Canelo and Chávez? The nature of the combat will probably determine that. Chávez throwing, or excuse me, Canelo throwing early, getting a right hand to the body of Chávez.
So far, Chávez boxing in the middle of the ring, as Nacho Beristain said, would be the strategy early. I don't know if that's the wisest thing for him, Roy.
I don't think he's considered boxing in the middle of the ring, Max. He's kind of circling, but he's not really giving up a lot of ground. He's not going backwards. He's going around. He's circling as opposed to going back.
Canelo landed a solid jab. He's throwing hard shots. Chávez got in an uppercut.
Hard hook to the body from Chávez.
That's what you want to see.
You would think for Chávez to really impose himself in this fight, you have to bull Canelo and use his size and weight.
Canelo, through his own left hook to the body moments ago and landed it. Now right hand across the top. Canelo's conventional weaponry scoring early against Julio Cesar Chávez.
Canelo is sharp. He's dialed in, throwing a good jab. Not often you see the shorter guy out-jab the taller guy. But right now he's doing a good job of out-jabbing Chávez Jr.
Hard to imagine Chávez winning a boxing skills match in the middle of the ring against Canelo. The sharper, more active, more accurate fighter.
Canelo seems to be making that statement right now. You can't box with me.
Good jab by Canelo.
So quick. Delivers it snappily. Economical motion. Nothing's wasted. Right hand over the top for Canelo. He's gotten off to a very good start in the fight.
Well, we expected this, Jim.
Chávez is a pressure fighter. Sometimes they take a couple rounds to really get going.
He's got to make sure he's not caught by nothing big that sends him to the floor early. That's the danger of fighting a guy as sharp as Canelo is.
Interesting there when they came together, Canelo used his leverage as a shorter fighter to push Chávez back.
3 minutes have gone by pretty fast. And so far, Julio Cesar Chávez Jr. has landed some punches, but nothing really significant. Canelo established his pattern.
Relax, breathe.
That first one is done, son. He's very slow. Very slow. He's very slow. When he wants to counter you, just leave him short. He's not going to catch you. Then when you're in short, you counter punch him, okay?
No te vayas con la de frente. Páralo por el jab. Páralo por el jab. No esperes el golpe.
Stop him off the jab. Water.
Neither fighter sat down on a stool during that entire minute. What do you make out of that, Roy?
Well, they're both showing that they're in great condition. Both guys came in with that plan in mind, and they're both operating to that degree.
Canelo landed 13 punches in the first round. Chávez landed only 4 by CompuBox count. Canelo pretty much doubled Chávez in punches thrown, 31-16. It was a slow-paced first round. Let's see if it speeds up in round number 2.
So far, Chávez staying true to what Nacho Beristain, his trainer, his new trainer, said in the lead-up to the fight, that he wants him at a distance early. I don't know if that's wisest strategy, Roy. Canelo likes his opponent to come to him, so that's playing into his hands as Chávez does, but just because the guy's a fastball hitter doesn't mean if you're a fastball pitcher, you shouldn't throw it.
Well, this looks a lot like the early stages of Sergio Martinez against Julio Cesar Chávez. It's a rout in Canelo's favor. But you know what happened in that fight, where Chávez hung around long enough to suddenly make a statement in rounds 11 and 12 and almost knock Martinez out. So you can never completely count him out of the fight, but Canelo is having his way in the first 2 rounds so far.
Chávez, of course, has done his best work when he's thrown the hook to the body.
And we knew Canelo was going to start early and be the sharper guy early because he's been more active as of late. So we expected him to come out and have the advantage early.
Left hook lands for Chávez.
That's true, right?
Straight right hand for Chávez. Now he gets Canelo to the ropes.
And here is Chávez's fight.
This is where he goes to work.
Canelo also feels very comfortable countering in that position, but that's where Chávez does his best work.
3-punch combination for Canelo and another good uppercut with the left hand as he steps inside.
Good right uppercut by Canelo. Canelo doing a good job of letting those uppercuts when Chávez comes in with that head.
Chávez is walking right into those uppercuts.
Yes, he is.
And another couple of uppercuts for Canelo, followed by the jab. Chávez seems utterly confused when he stands in the center of the ring and tries to box with Canelo. He's got to get him to the ropes.
Got to move that head left and right. He can't leave it right there down the middle so that Canelo can hit him with those uppercuts.
Chávez shows no
inclination to do something to stop Canelo from landing his jab. Canelo's just stepping forward and popping with jabs and uppercuts and landing a lot of shots.
Canelo getting very confident now.
And it's Canelo controlling the middle of the ring and forcing Chávez along the perimeter. Certainly not a winning strategy for Chávez, you wouldn't think.
He's got to try to put Canelo's back against the ropes. That's what he was ultimately able to do against Martinez, and he landed his power shots then. Julio Cesar Chávez Sr. here in Las Vegas, where he won many great victories over the years, with a look of concern on his face as his son has almost certainly lost the first 2 rounds to Canelo Alvarez.
You're letting yourself get hit, dude. All right.
It was just the first round.
You can't just stand there. You got to be more in the middle. Yes, more in the middle. And you can catch him, and he's catching you up on the inside, in the middle. Okay, get your distance.
Él está muy atento a este golpe, hay que cambiarle por aquí.
You got to change up the punch. He's very careful in this one, so you got to change it this way or that way. Flex your waist.
Here's a face very close to the center of the subject as Gennady Golovkin is at ringside with his trainer Abel Sanchez. There had been some smoke about the idea that Gennady would not be here, but Golovkin is at ringside with Abel Sanchez, hoping obviously if Canelo wins the fight, that he'll be next.
And Canelo inflicted a lot of pain on Chávez that second round, mainly those uppercuts, also followed up by some good body shots.
Through the first 2 rounds, Canelo landed 22 power shots, 11 of them to the body of Chávez.
Canelo wants his opponent to come at him so he can use his combinations to counter. But that's also Chávez's best chance. That's why the matchup on paper was so good, because their strengths play into each other. Chávez is not a very sharp boxer, but he's a good, strong inside brawler, especially for a tall guy, and that's where his fight should be.
Most ringside experts shook their heads in amusement, reading quotes from Chávez's camp, and particularly from trainer Nacho Berestang, saying that he should stand up on his feet, box from the perimeter, use his length and height, and try to win a boxing match against Canelo. Most boxing experts thought either that is smoke, it couldn't possibly be true, or it's foolish. In the first couple rounds, he seems to be trying to execute that plan, and it is a one-way path to oblivion.
Yeah, right now it seems almost foolish.
Well, and then the thought was also that once he gets his bell rung, Chávez will go back to what he does, which is brawling, and he just got his bell rung. Let's see what happens.
Alvarez blocking punches with his gloves and then firing back, having everything his way. Midway through round 3.
That's blocking punches with his face and his body. That blood on Chávez's right eye.
No, it's just welted. No blood yet, but there's a welt and a black eye starting to form.
Hard right hands, 2 of them. He never overloads a punch, Roy. He's content to land at his pace.
Very efficient, Jeff. Blood at the nose now, Max.
There's been no turning point.
And now we got to fight.
And now,
good shot by
Chávez gets in a couple of hard shots. Andy back Canelo's back to the ropes. And Canelo fights his way off the ropes with hard shots. And goes down to the liver with a mean left hook.
As Chávez already given up his best chance to win, which is to jump on Canelo early and let him feel the size difference. Instead, he's allowed Canelo's imposed himself and his boxing skills.
When you're punching this sharp, it's not really much size difference involved.
A great first 3 rounds for Canelo Alvarez in the battle for the heart and soul of Mexico.
Breathe. What are you feeling? How are you feeling? It's good? Well, you started touching him more, right? Now you took a right that you had no reason taking. You stayed there and he's going to catch you with that. I don't want him to touch him with one single right. Work in the middle of the ring. Work the middle ring, dude. You gotta attack him a bit more now. A few more punches, yes? Yes, a few more punches. For power. And flex your waist.
Más golpes. That's the order of the day in Chávez's corner. Throw more punches. And still, to this point, Canelo Alvarez has not yet sat down between rounds. He's still standing in his corner. Chávez is sitting on a stool now. Harold Letterman, how'd you score the first 3 rounds?
Okay, Jim, I got it 3-0, 30-27, Canelo Alvarez. I gotta tell you, Jim, this kid is a pretty boxer. Look at this. Hooks, jabs, he doubles punches, he triples punches. Yeah, I mean, he's hit them with everything. He's backing him up constantly. He's got him bleeding from the nose. Got him bleeding from the eyes. Hits him with uppercuts. What else can he do? He's fighting a very good fight. 3-0 Canelo Alvarez.
Look, no one thought that Chávez was on Alvarez's level, but his size advantage was supposed to make it competitive. And if he's not going to use his size advantage on the inside, it will not be a competitive fight. It has not been so far.
I'm wondering if it was a good idea to make weight. I'm wondering if it might not have been a better idea to pay a couple of $1 million to come in over 166. At least he might have disturbed some of Canelo's sleep.
¿Couple of million en la multa?
¿Por qué?
Si hubiera pasado mejor 166 dicen y pagar un par de millones.
Uppercut after the left hook to the body. Chávez is putting punches together beautifully. Harold Letterman described it so well. Doing what he wants to do, making Chávez bleed, punishing him from moment to moment. It's been a one-sided fight so far.
Total mismatch so far. This is thus far not one of the great all-Mexican fights, but it's maybe one of the great all-Mexican beatdowns.
Good body shot.
Eso se llama partir la madre.
You have to call it a great performance by Canelo, who is thoroughly under control and doing everything he wants to do.
And threw really hurt Chávez, I think, with a left hook to the body about 20 seconds ago.
What a crowd. This crowd is making about as much noise inside this arena as 90,000 people made at Wembley Stadium last week in London.
I mean, what Canelo, you look on his face right now and see, Roy, he doesn't respect Chávez.
No,
he doesn't think Chávez has anything for it.
He has total confidence.
And Chávez has given him no reason to respect him. He has his game plan has not given himself the best chance to win.
My round. My round.
There's Canelo's mom, Ana Alvarez, seated at ringside.
Echando la maldición, hombre.
But enjoying every single minute. What her son has done so far.
¿Qué payasa la señora? Se está que le pongan la cámara también para echar la bendición.
No, it's confidence. You gotta work little by little. It's 12 rounds, okay? Now start changing up those combinations. You caught him a good time. Up top, now look for the body. Fake him, feint him. What is it? Gotta work with the left and then receive with the right.
Todas las ladinas, güey.
You think he's ready for this?
Through the first 4 rounds, Chávez is averaging 21 punches thrown per round. Canelo is averaging 21 punches landed
Right,
per
estoy
round.
grabando.
Again, as Max Kellerman said, it's a mismatch.
And again, Chávez starts by circling on the outside of the ring.
Target practice.
Canelo doing whatever he wants.
Boy, is it fair to say Canelo's sparring sessions may have been more taxing than this?
No, I don't think they are more taxing because you don't have an audience in the sparring sessions. But
No se va a quitar el papá.
more difficult, but this crowd takes
A ver si no se le va a quitar el
you don't
papá.
understand that. That's why some guys can perform in the gym. That's why you have things such as gym fighters, get right hands like Canelo. But when you have a crowd performing for you, this crowd drains you. So no way that sparring is more taxing than this.
Tell you something else. Canelo claims that there's no extra animosity against Chávez. Just more intensity maybe because of the Mexican rivalry. But Chávez has said that he doesn't think that Canelo has best represented Mexican boxing. And the look on Canelo's face here, guys, looks to me like he's really enjoying handing out this punishment.
He's really putting a bang on Chávez right now.
And here, Chávez has an opportunity. Canelo is near the ropes. Pull him back to the ropes and throw punches. It's his only chance.
He seems to have bought into the notion that he can box with Canelo, and nothing could be further from the truth.
You think in round 5? ¿Cuándo ves que los balancea? Maybe you'll just butter him up from the dads.
I got 2
6 and 7.
in a row.
Less than a minute to go in round number 5. Nothing has changed. It's been a punishing first 2 minutes of the round for Chávez Jr.
Important to remember that while Chávez was frittering away the prime of his career, Canelo has been in with not just the mega fights with Mayweather and Cotto, but tough fights against contenders you ordinarily wouldn't want to fight on your way up. Austin Trout, Erislandy Lara. Canelo stayed busy. He's treated his career very seriously, and you're seeing that here tonight.
This is only the second fight for Chávez since July of 15. And there is Amalia Carrasco, Chávez Jr.'s mother, and she's been to a boxing match or 3 or 4 in her life. She knows what she's watching, and the expression told you everything.
Julio, you gotta throw punches, Julio. You gotta let go. You gotta loosen up. We've lost this round. You gotta throw more punches. Get in with him.
Falta y llore ahorita este güey.
Here you see Canelo's triple jab come with a beautiful counter right hand on the top. Couldn't ask for a better counter than that. High on the eyeball. Maybe had it been a little lower, it could have caused even more. There's a beautiful counter right hand, right on the cheekbone. Doesn't get any better than that.
In round 5, Chávez landing an average of 5 out of 19 punches per round. In his previous 8 fights, the average was 16 out of 40. Those opponents were not Canelo Alvarez. You see the number for total punches landed at the bottom of the screen. Whether Canelo had an intention to come in here and embarrass Chávez Jr. or not, that's what's happening so far.
Although Chávez had those late rounds near heroics against Sergio Martinez, he wasn't getting pounded this consistently by power shots throughout by an aggressive fighter. He was the one chasing Martinez around.
And I don't think Martinez was as heavy a puncher as Canelo Alvarez.
The thing that you see in the beginning of every round tells you the whole story before the round starts, the posture. When Chávez backs up and circles, it means he's conceding already.
We just learned that between rounds, Kenny Bayless visited the corner of Julio Cesar Chávez Jr. and told Chávez and Nacho Beristain, quote, "You've got to show me something." In other words, Bayless is already of a mind that he's not going to let this continue indefinitely the way it's going right now.
even right there, Chávez throws a 1-2, and he waits and looks and doesn't follow, doesn't attempt to impose his strength. And by the way, guys, maybe he's not physically stronger. Canelo has the leverage of the shorter man and looks very strong in there.
Well, Nacho Beristain urgently pleaded with Chávez Jr. between rounds to throw more punches, but he isn't doing it.
The only thing you don't like, I didn't like what I saw in between rounds, Jim, was that you never heard Chávez say anything back.
And he looked very discouraged.
And I hate when I don't hear my fighters talk back to me. I always ask him right away, how you feel, what's wrong?
Here's where Chávez needs to be.
This is where he could do some damage.
And he cannot allow Canelo's sharp counters, which are sure to come, to discourage him. He must stay right there. Not do what he just did and take those 2 steps back.
It looks as though Canelo, the counterpuncher, has invited Chávez into this position, hoping that he's going to throw some shots and give him a chance to fire back with a counter that would hurt him.
But that's okay. It may hasten Chávez's demise. It may lead to a knockout earlier than it would otherwise come. But it also gives Chávez his only chance to win.
Only chance.
Chávez begins to loosen up and throw a little bit. Left and right to the body, both of them partially blocked by Canelo's elbow.
It shows you Chávez's mentality. Immediately takes 3 steps back and it's in the middle of the ring again.
Can't do that.
This has become a showcase for Canelo Alvarez's outstanding skill set.
It's the same mistake you saw Canelo make against Floyd Mayweather. He went out and tried to box the boxer. You can't do that.
Dio la chance ahí. Cállate, hombre, no seas manso, güey.
Julio, you gotta fight, Julio. Huh? No move. Come on, we lost this one. You gotta throw jab. Cover yourself, you gotta throw more punches.
Pick it up.
Trying to do whatever you wanted. But that's it, Julio. You're letting him build too much. You've got to fight him now. This is your round. Let's go, Julio. This is yours. You got to stop him now. You've got to fight now. Don't let him build. Let's go.
¿Se pasó 6-7 ya?
You understand he's an athlete? I want
Wow.
that.
Oh, man.
Who's 7? Yours.
Yeah.
Does Julio Cesar Chávez have the desire to respond to Nacho Beristein's instructions? Harold, how do you have it halfway through?
Okay, so now I got a 6-0, 60-54, Canelo Alvarez. You know, Jim, not only is he beating the heck out of the guy, I mean, he throws combinations, he throws hard jabs, it's just unbelievable. What gets me about Chávez is why in heaven's name doesn't somebody tell him to go forward? I mean, he just backs up and backs up and backs up and gets beat up. I mean, you know, you think if he went forward, he might be able to hurt Canelo, but he's not. He just keeps backing up, and backing up. 6-0, Canelo Alvarez.
Guys, the last significant fight that Chávez had was against Fonfara, where he was knocked out in 9 rounds. That was in a heavier weight division. So the thought was the size difference will make up for the skills difference. But if Chávez won't even try to impose his size, he's doing it a little bit here now. It's a mismatch, and it was one going in.
It's one of the closest things we've seen for Chávez rally, and you saw how Canelo responded to it. 2 4-punch combinations in a row that drove Chávez back into the center of the ring.
And the problem is Chávez needs to come right back off of those rallies and come on
Canelo.
his own, but he's not. So that means he's not even trying to compete when he's not doing that. You have to compete. So you got to answer those type of punches back right there. If you're not answering those type of punches back, you're not competing. That's a good combination.
Somewhere there's an avid Chávez lover who's saying, no, wait until the middle of round 11. That's when he gets going.
But they're not necessarily wrong about that, but you're seeing the difference here between a guy who, yes, he's been a good fighter, Chávez, but let's be honest, there was most of the interest was generated by his father's name, and then he became a good fighter on top of that. Canelo Alvarez created his own career as a 15-year-old fighting grown men in Mexico, becoming a YouTube sensation and packing places in Mexico before coming here and fighting all the top fighters and acquitting himself so well.
Chávez has to attack him right back right then if he wants to have a chance to win the fight. If he doesn't do that, he has no chance because Canelo is sharp, Canelo is dialed in, Canelo is going up and down. Canelo is fighting a very good fight here.
A lot of people thought it was a mistake for Canelo Alvarez to take a fight with Floyd Mayweather when he was clearly too young and too inexperienced to deal with the great fighter. But as a piece of business, it turned out to be genius. It gave him a big name here in the United States without his having fought a large number of fights here. It set him up to become what he is right now, the biggest monetary draw in boxing.
Esa rápido. No se sentó ni una vez a Canelo, ¿ah? No se ha sentado ni una vez.
Let me try you.
Wow, un minuto.
Breathe. This is 8. Right? Very nice. Show that talent. Just like that. He's very slow now. You can see that too. You gotta flex your waist. Just the same thing, but don't stay on the ropes. All right?
And this is what I mean by competing. He throws 1, 2, 3 punches in his combination in his attack. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 punches to 3. That's just clearly Canelo out competing, outdoing his competition.
Round 7, good news for Chávez. His most busy round of the fight. He landed 9 out of 42 punches. Both of those numbers are his high for the fight so far. However, Canelo landed 18 of 57, and a lot of the 18 were those sharp, hard power shots like you saw in the replay.
Chávez had to reach for greatness tonight to compete with Canelo, and he hasn't done it, and maybe he hasn't been prepared in recent years given the way his career has gone to do it. He's going to need some late rounds thunder, like you mentioned, against Sergio Martinez to salvage anything here tonight, Jim. That's if he gets to the 11th or 12th round.
Might not have the good fortune of seeing Chávez tear his right knee up while falling to the canvas as Martinez did that night.
Here, now he's doing some good work, Chávez. And when Canelo inevitably counters, what will Chávez do? Back up and give him room or stay on his chest?
He needs to stay on his chest, but he's not doing that.
Too cautious. Chávez needs to sell out.
And the most disappointing thing tonight about Chávez's performance is that lack of resolve to get on Canelo's chest and stay there.